Okie dokie. Here we go. Hope people will let me know if the audio is not good or if it needs to be louder or something like that. I'm gonna start working on my game. Today I realized that I was actually able to make functions inside of Construct, which is a good thing. But that also means that I need to redo a lot of the code, unquote. Because yeah, I know a lot of people won't really consider this to be code, but it actually works for me. I've been working for about 5 days on this game. Just gonna drag it into the screen so you can see it. I hope the audio is not too loud, but I guess I'll find out. Basically, you press here, assuming that you're the blue wizard. You press here, and then you can select spells, shoot them off, pew pew, pew pew pew, teleport. And this one will freeze the opponent so that he walks slower. Obviously, I didn't hit him. So the game here is intended to be played on one device, like a mobile phone or a tablet or something like that. But for now, I'm making it on the computer. It's playable online. If you go with your browser to this address, I'll just type it out in the chat. It's called www.tastygraph.dk/WIZZ, like this. I've tested it on an iPhone 6, and I've tested it on an iPad mini, and also an iPad 2, and on a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. It seems to work fine. I mean, people had fun playing it last night when we were at family dinner. So yeah, that was pretty neat. I had the opportunity to see my game being tested. So right now I'm kind of looking into fixing up some of my code. This is Construct 2, and Construct 2 is the program where you basically use events. It's probably, well, it's actually not that much different from other things. Oh, hey, welcome to the chat, Zenoran. Good to see you, man. How are you? So yeah, it's not that different from regular programming, except that it's more of a visual thing. Like, let me just pop back onto the battlefield. Let's say that we wanted to make a new spell, which is essentially what I've been wanting to make. At the moment, I have the fireball, I have lightning, which shoots out 3 lightning thingies, and teleport, and then frost. But I would like to have a heal spell that you can place on the ground somewhere, and then you need to stand in it, and that basically heals you over time, but at the same time you need to be careful not to get shot by your opponent. So it's sort of a double-edged sword kind of thing. So yeah, the way I would do that is like draw the graphics in Photoshop, or just make a simple placeholder graphics for now. So I'll just double click here and select a sprite, and for now I'm just gonna make a placeholder graphic, and then I can use the my template later. Sorry. Zenoran says, how about a shield instead of a heal? Something preventative. That's a really good idea. It's also something that I would like to do. My thought for the shield is basically you tap the shield button, and then it puts sort of a barrier around your character, and if an enemy spell hits that barrier during the time that it's up, then it disappears. We could do a shield. Let's do a shield, because Zenoran came up with the idea. So I'm gonna start making a button for it, and I'm just gonna let it be a very, very simple button, which is gray, and then I'll duplicate this one just to kind of give it an edge so that we can tell that the spell was clicked. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Color it light. Oops. Why did it go? Oh well. Oh, okay, Zenorin says, I was thinking of placing the barrier on the ground so you hide behind it. That's doable too. Either way. We could do a barricade. Let's try that. Can always change it later if it doesn't feel fun. So basically, let's pretend like the barrier is made out of wood, because that'll be very easy to just prototype draw. Don't worry, I'll make proper graphics later. So we'll do this, and then let's do this. Like, this is our barrier. Very, very simple barrier. There we go. It doesn't have to be pretty. Actually, I'm gonna delete this one after I pick up this color. Delete, and then duplicate this frame and put the color here, and we have 2 frames now, so that's good. Zenorin says, barrier on the character is good too, you just gotta try them out to find out which way is more fun for people. And then he continues and says, I mean, I haven't even played the game yet, so I'm not sure which way works best. That's true, but, you know, suggestions are always welcome, at least in my world. And the way I make games is very sort of trial and error. I have ideas in my head, I write them down, maybe they work, maybe they don't. But you know what, let me just show you the game first, and then you can kind of decide what you think. Right now this button obviously doesn't work, but you basically click in here. This is my play field. This part of the screen is mine as the blue player. Assuming you sat opposite me on an iPad, then you would be controlling the red player, or maybe we would switch and take turns. And you basically click, and the spell aims in the direction that you clicked. And you could cheat and click on the other opponent's half and control them, and then you'd have to do real life fisticuff fighting, and you'd be all like, you touched my screen, and we don't want that. But people were doing it yesterday. My girlfriend played against my niece, and my niece would constantly tap my girlfriend's part of the screen every time she activated her teleport. So like, she would click teleport and wait for a spell to come. My niece would move her hand over and then click it. Zenorin says, it looks like air hockey, but aiming to hit them instead of getting the puck past them. In a way, yeah. I mean, not all of the spells can bounce like in air hockey, but yeah. Let me show you. Like, you've got this one. It can go like a straight aim, or you can try to like bounce it like this. And I failed, but you know. Then you've got lightning, which is a bit slower but spreads out. You have frost, which will snare the enemy so that when the frost thing hits, it will make them slower. Oh, I missed. I'm gonna need some feedback so I can tell whether or not I hit, but let me just aim properly. See, now I've been hit by frost for 4 seconds, and now it's off again. And then there's teleport, which can help you avoid spells really fast, or maybe just position yourself better for a spell. Let me just find the video. I recorded it last night. Let's put that over here. And you can see here, I'll just full screen it. You can see this is my girlfriend and my little brother playing against each other. And it gets really fast paced. Like, sadly, he covers half the screen with his hand, but yeah, brothers, what can you do? So I recorded them at a Christmas holiday party thing where everyone was eating, and eventually people got a little bit bored, so I asked if we could test it out on an iPad, since it's a browser-based game, basically as in HTML5. And then all of a sudden, 2 people were playing on the iPad, 2 more people were playing on the iPad mini, and I thought, yeah, this is a game that I need to work some more on, because people are enjoying it. And it's a game that I really wanted to make, so yeah. I've always had this sort of idea that I feel I feel that tablets and mobile devices, games should bring people together because they're such a tactile experience. Like, you're touching the screen and some other person is touching the screen, and why not try to make something where two people can do that? Oh, hi Neva. Kitty cat. So yeah. Anyways, let's make this barrier thing. So now I've made a sprite. It has 2 animations on it. And let me just rename this one to PB, player bottom, barrier. There we go. And I need another sprite for the actual barrier object. So let's just very quickly draw a barrier. Don't worry, I'll do something prettier later, but for now, let's just make a very, very, very simple. Yeah, this is fine. Just do this, then I'm sure that it's covering the right part of the screen. Maybe pretend like it's made out of wood by making it a little darker and make something like this. And do one. There we go. Let's pretend that this is a barrier. And it needs to be smaller. Probably something along the lines of 128 by 128. How's this? Replace it. Yeah, that's probably good. We'll just check it out later. And then I'm gonna rename this to barrier. And now I can add. We should probably give the barrier hit points. We can just give it 1. Let's call it health. Number 0, initial value 1. There we go. Because that way, in case I do some sort of system later where the mages have health points, then I'll be able to use the spells in the way that they deal damage to also destroy these barriers. But for now, it's just going to have 1 health. It needs a couple of behaviors, and behaviors are kind of like plugins or add-ons that you put onto your game objects. Like, some people pre-made stuff that could make this thing do things. So for instance, I would like to have fade on it, and don't want it to activate at the beginning. Or actually, maybe I do, because that'll make it a lot easier. Well, that really depends. Do we want the barrier to be activated and last forever, or should it be activated and then disappear after a period of time? You know what? We'll start with, let's see, fade in time 0.1. We'll have it wait 3 seconds, and then it'll fade out again, and it'll be destroyed after the fade out. And now I'm gonna need to do some code with my buttons. So I'll go here to see hotbar button player. The way I've been coding this stuff is a little bit counterintuitive because I didn't really put all of it into functions yet, which means that I have a lot of sort of repeating code, which is not a clever thing to do it. So this is something that I'll need to work on as well, as I have been earlier today. But let's start by copying this one. That's the frost spell, so Control C to copy and then V to paste it in. I can right click here to replace the object, which is right now player bottom frost. I can replace that and take the player barrier here. And if it is usable, oops, why do I not have, oh, I know why I don't have that. Basically the reason I couldn't replace player bottom frost with player bottom barrier is because I'm referencing a variable here called isUsable, and I don't have that on this one yet. And that is because I didn't actually copy paste like I normally would. Normally I would just copy like one of the buttons here and then they get all the properties, but that's fine. We'll just go here and do it. It has cooldown and is usable. So just gonna add some instance variables, and instance variables are basically buckets that store information. And since they're instance variables, they store it onto the actual object here. So I'm gonna need a cooldown, which is a number, and the initial value is 0. That's fine, I can always change it later. And then I'm gonna need a boolean, which is like an on-off switch, and we'll call that isUsable, and the initial value of that should be, whoops, true, because I want the button to be usable right from the beginning. There we go. And cooldown, let's just set the cooldown to 3 seconds. Wow, 3 seconds for now, and I can always change it later. Okay, so now it should be possible for me to replace it and say, yep, it's right there. Player bottom barrier is usable. So if I touch, if there's a tap gesture on the player bottom barrier button, and if the player bottom barrier is usable, as in that is true, then I'm gonna want to change my button to animation frame 1. That's the kind of highlighted bluish version of it. And I want to tell the player, the bottom player, that now he's casting something. And which spell is he casting? The next one in line that we haven't made yet, but let's just call that number 5. So he's casting spell number 5. And let's copy paste the teleporter, because it places an object, and that would be, then I can reuse some of that. So let me just Control V. Let's pull this one down here below this spell, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna double click. I can double click these different things and say, you know, which spell is it that I want to check that I'm casting. I want to check that I'm casting spell number 5 because that's the one we just made. All of this stays the same. It basically says if you're tapping and if the Y coordinate is higher than, I made a variable, which is at the top of my event sheet up here. Top of the, if it's above the center line, I basically made it into constant variables, which means that they never change unless I specifically change them up here. If it's above that line and if it's below the lower limit, which is another number, basically means if you press the player button half, then obviously you must be the player on the player button. And if you're casting, which we should be since we just tapped this one here, we tapped it, so it says is casting true. Yes, it is. And we're casting spell number 5. Yes, we are. Then it needs to play a sound. That's good, we'll just keep that sound. It needs to create a teleport effect on the player. That we don't need. Then it changes the player position. That we don't need either. And then it creates a teleport effect on layer 1 at whatever, someplace. So I'm just gonna double click here, and instead of player bottom X, I'm gonna tell it to set it at touch X, which is where we last pressed. And all of this happens really, really fast. So even though 2 people are just spamming buttons, it still handles it pretty well. And I'm gonna change the teleport effect to the barrier. Sorry. And now I'm just gonna select these here, replace the object with the player button, barrier button, and then I need to, that's really hard to say, player bottom barrier button, especially since English is not my first language, but I'll get it eventually. Here I tell the computer or the program to wait the amount of teleport, the amount of cooldown that is sort of hidden as a variable inside this button. So instead of PB teleport, I'm gonna wait for the cooldown that's in the, whoops, player bottom barrier. Why does it not show that? PBB. It is there though. P? It's right here, so I'm just gonna grab this one. Boom. Player bottom barrier cooldown, which is that variable, instance variable that we saved later. This should be nearly ready. And I say nearly because I know that I haven't actually implemented the system that will unhighlight the spell, but it's only a visual thing. So let's try it. That worked. It's now no longer usable, and now it's usable again. Obviously, I can't cast spells into this and have it do stuff yet. But I can summon a barrier. I can shoot right through it because I haven't told anything to do anything about it. But so far so good. Let's hop back to Construct. And let's do something about the spells, because right now I've made Lightning, Fireball, Frostbolt. These are projectile spells, and they only detect collision with either the bouncers, which are the walls. And thank you. Zenoran says nice. Thank you, thank you. And Zenoran continues. Now the question is, will it bounce spells away or just absorb them? That's a good question. And that is something that we have to come up with, or we have to decide. Because as you can see here, fireballs, for instance, when they collide with a player, like if a fireball collides with the player on top, red player, if the fireball belongs to the bottom player, then we tell the system that it's game over. If we're in game over 0, which basically means we're not now playing. If all of these three things are true or real, then we destroy the player and we tell it to set game over to 1. And likewise, if a fireball hits the bottom player and the fireball does not belong to the bottom player, then we kill him. So now I need to do some sort of thing where, do I want it to bounce or do I want it to be absorbed? And personally, I think it should be absorbed by the barrier. So I'm going to, let's see. I want to add an event. Can I right click here and just say add? No? Okay, can I do it here? Add another condition, add a sub-event. Oh, I don't want sub-events. Okay, well, I'll just go down here and add an event then, and then I'll drag it back up into that thing later with the fireball. So, add event. Oh, that actually reminds me. I need to put something on the barriers that will let me identify which player placed them. Because I can't really be bothered to make code where I test, is it on the bottom player half or upper player half? So instead, I'm just going to go on to the barrier here. I'll add a new instance variable, and I'll let it be a Boolean, and I'll say owned by bottom player, is bottom players, I don't know what, let's just say is bottom players. Nah, that is really convoluted. Is, let's say, owned by owner bottom. This is really corny. Oh well. Owner is bottom. That's good enough for me. Owner bottom. And that starts out at false, but that doesn't matter because I'm gonna need to go back into... Yeah, exactly. It's the same variable that I used for the fireball. But I hadn't actually made the variable. Is bottom players. Yeah, I should use that. You're right. You are absolutely right. I should use it. Let's call it is bottom players, because otherwise it would just be silly. Yeah. Zenorin says, might as well use that one again, so you're standardizing the variable. Is bottom players. You're absolutely right. Is bottom players is false. Let's go back up here to bottom player, and I need to make sure that it's set after I use it. You see here I create it. So I'm gonna say barrier and set boolean is bottom players true, because it was the bottom player who fired it, but I want it to happen right after I created it. I'm not 100% sure because I've only used this construct thing for, yes, a week or so now, 5 days. That's when I started using this program. I'm used to using Unity, but I've found out that if I set a local variable, an instance variable, if I set it right after I create something, then it affects the last, or the thing I just created. And Zenorin says, standardization is your friend. True. And Zenorin is my friend too, because he's helping out. And that's awesome. Thank you. Let's see. I've set the barrier to be set is bottom player to true. And that is what I want. And now I need to go back down here onto the fireball. We'll make an event and say if the fireball, yes, if the fireball collides with another object, if it collides with a barrier, and then I can add another condition to this. Let's add if the barrier belongs to the bottom player. Oh, I just confused myself. Is that what I want? It is, I think. Yes, because the fireball collides with a barrier. If the barrier belongs to the bottom player, oh, I need to do something with the fireball as well. And if the fireball doesn't belong to the bottom player, then we need to destroy the barrier and the fireball. Oh crap, this is confusing. I usually write stuff out on paper, but I think I'll manage. Let's see, where do I destroy? Here, destroy. And then let's destroy the barrier as well. Then I can always polish the code later, I think. Let's put this one inside of here. Let's see. If the fireball hits the barrier, and if the barrier belongs to the bottom player, and the fireball does not belong to the bottom player, then both things are due. That's good, because this is... now I'll be able to actually test it. So I'll make one here and shoot a fireball. Let's see. Ooh. It's working. That's good. And now I just need to kind of copy this stuff around to make sure that, like, I need to copy this thing here. Oops. And oops, I'll just invert this one. If it doesn't belong to the bottom player and the fireball belongs to the bottom player, then destroy both of them. Yay! We're dancing. Zenoran is dancing. Let's see. I should make it workable. Yeah, Sonoran says, looks like it worked well. Yep. I think it did. Actually, I forgot to test one thing, though. I forgot to test what happens if I shoot my own. It goes through it. Do I want it to go through it, or do I want it to bounce? That's a good question. At least it works. That's the main thing. Should probably add in all the other spells. I'm not really sure that's the thing. I'm having a little bit of trouble when I'm doing this. It's a little bit difficult for me to figure out what is the best way to do things. Because I've kind of figured out how to do these functions, but they don't seem as intuitive as I'd hoped. Zenoran says, maybe lightning will pass through it, but the fireball and frost doesn't. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because lightning is kind of slow in this game, so it's fairly easy to get away from. I'm going to just copy these two and go to the Frostbolt. And then I'm going to replace... I want to replace all the instances of Fireball. Replace the Fireball with Frostbolt. And the same thing here. Replace the Fireball with Frostbolt. And here I want to replace Fireball with Frostbolt. So this is really easy when it comes to the event and programming thing here. Like I can right click stuff and then replace it. That's really neat, I think, and makes it easy. Let me just try this one here and send Frost in, and that worked. Zenoran says, for example, you have Fireball on collision with Barrier, so you can say do that once, but then have if-or conditions. There is an or. It is possible to say stuff happens if this happens or that happens. That is possible. So like when I have an event, I could say if Frostbolt collides with Barrier, or if Firebolt collides with Barrier, and then the result of either one of those things would then trigger it. Zenoran says, look at the code again. I'm looking. Fireball collides with a barrier. You have this 2 times, and the result of this is the same in both times. Here? In this, I have an event that says if the fireball hits the barrier, and if the barrier belongs to the bottom player, and if the fireball does not belong to the bottom player, then I destroy it. Oh, so I should... Oh, I get it. So I should combine these two. That's clever. Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out how to add in this or thing, because I usually have problems with that. But I get your point. The conditions is different, but the result and triggers are the same. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's see if I can... Make OR block, but the thing is it puts OR in between all of them, which is really, really annoying. This is where I'm a total construct noob. Now the question is, would I be able to take... Oh, wait, actually... Let's see if I can add a sub-event here. This is kind of annoying that I have to do this, but... There we go. Oh, it just got really confusing. Where am I at? I'm here. This is... The arrow should denote that. Yeah, I think what you're saying is possible, but I don't know how to do that yet with a program, but I think I might be able to because I know that there's something called sub-events. So let's just... let's turn this OR off for a second and then say this one belongs down here. I'm gonna delete this thing here, and then this one belongs here. And then I'm gonna try to add another sub event. Do this like this. And then these two go down here. This one is out. Question is, can I turn this into an OR? This one maybe, like this. Darn it, that's not what I want. Yeah. I'm on the right track, but the wrong direction. Close, maybe, meh. I want the OR to be in here, but I have no clue how to do that. Let me see if I can Google it. The tutorials have not been as helpful as I'd hoped for. Let's see. Yeah, Zenorian says, I have no idea. I'm basically kind of the same as you are. I've been trying to refactor my code. I think it's called refactor. I've been trying to look at the code and make it simpler, prettier, more less cluttered. But since I can't really figure out how to do the and or thingies properly, that's when I get screwed a bit. I need to somehow turn... Can I add a sub-event to this? Add a blank sub-event. So what if I took these... Whoops. Maybe I can take these two here and toss them inside this. I don't know. Does this go in here? It does. And then maybe I can turn this into an... Optimization. Okay, Zenoran says, we call it optimization. I'm optimizing my code. I wish it felt like that. I know that this is basically and then I want the OR between these two, but please work. Try to add a blank sub-event here and pull these two. Now, wouldn't it be possible to right-click these and say make it an OR? There's no OR. For now, I'm gonna have to do it the other way. Otherwise, this is gonna be really, really boring to look at. So, I'm just gonna take these two here, pull them down there, delete this thing here, and then I'll have to optimize it later. Make sure that it looks as it needs to look. Now, I need to get back on track and figure out what was I doing before. This is definitely not right. let's see, if the fireball does not belong to the bottom player and the barrier does belong to the bottom player, it's a fireball. There we go. Now this should work. Let me just test it real quick. Yeah, exactly. Zenoran says, remember to switch them. You need the fireball and the barrier to be opposite. And that, I think I just got it. Yeah. Let's see. Blue wins. Brr. It's not hard winning when you're playing against yourself. But apparently it's hard to hit the barrier. Let's just try that again. That worked. Good. So, it's gonna pop back here. And the frost thing disappears, the fireball disappears, the lightning goes right through it. And yeah, that was the implementation of a spell for one player. So now I need to do it for the other player. And I think I'll just... What's easiest? Probably easiest if I just copy this one. And then go to... Actually, that won't be easy because I never made a player top button. So, I'm just going to copy this one, clone it, and let's call it player top barrier. I'm going to go back here and add in the button here. And it's 96 by 96 pixels. And I just need to flip this one, go, and back to the event sheet. Okay, so actually let's just do it from the bottom. I might as well get some practice in this. So, teleport spell, where are you? You are right here. Let's copy the teleport, paste it somewhere down here. Draggy. Put it there. So spell to cast is going to be 5, and everything else is as it needs to be. Audio, yeah, we can leave the audio in. Delete this and that. Double click here, set in a barrier, and change it to the touch X. Touch Y, and these need to be changed as well. Oh, let's change it to this. Change this one. Denoran says, lunchtime, I gotta go. It's looking good and I wish you lots of luck. Thank you very much for popping by and having a look, Zenoran. That was awesome. I hope to see you in the future. And bon appetit. Enjoy your lunch. See you, man. And here I need to do the PT barrier. And it has a cooldown. It does. Does it not have a cooldown? Uh-oh. Oh, it does. Good. There we go. It should actually be possible. Oh, wait. I need to add one more thing here so that I'm sure that the top player also has a button to click, and that button is there. And then I need to change this thing here to the go, and change the spell to number 5, which is the barrier spell that Zenoran suggested. If anyone else has any ideas for spells or wants to ask any questions, feel free to go right ahead. Barrier. Whoops, this doesn't work. Why you no cast barrier? Let me just go back here. If we oh, I think I know. It's because I did not fix the, let's see, hotbar for the top player. Didn't I? Let's see. This spell thing works, but my hotbar does not, so that would probably... And it is. I need to copy paste this real quick and make another one. If spell to cast is 5, then reset the hotbar, yes. And instead of this frost thing, it needs to player top barrier button. And now it should work. No! Does not work. Let's see. Do I not tell it to set this thing for the player top? What's on this one? Oh, I don't even have it on this one. Player bottom bar. So that's definitely not it. That's just me slacking. Bottom player can tap, and if they're casting, then create the barrier. That is bottom player's true. All that seems to work. Press the bottom. Okay, so if I tap on this one, and if it's usable. Oh, it's because it's not usable. Yep. Has 0 cooldown. Let's put it on 3. There we go. Ta-ta! I see your barrier and I block it with my own barrier. Let's just see if his barrier can block a fireball. Yeah! Can you block lightning? No. Good, then it works. Let's just see if this works. Oops. Darn it. You go back here and hide. Actually, you teleport over here. And then let's do a barrier and let's fire some frost through it. Works. Yay. Teleport. Alrighty. That works. Oh, I should... Oh, let's see. I should pull out Photoshop and draw a barrier like a log or something. Let us do that. The Photoshop. Here you are. I'm just gonna turn on my tablet so I can draw. Ta-ta! Let's see. Let's do a new one. Let's call it barrier wood, and it needs to be 128 by 128, maybe. No, I can always change it. Let's go 256 by 256. Oh, it's so tiny. And I'll just start with a sketchy kind of pencil. Wow, that was a thick, sketchy pencil. Go with 3. Beta. Alrighty. Just gonna turn the brightness down just a little bit. I'm old and I can't see. If my sound is not good, because I kind of need to move away a little bit from the mic, I'm just turning. Mic has been turned. There we go. And switching to the right layer, and let me sure it needs to be sketched. What does it need to look like? Maybe piles of logs or something? Or is that too boring? It is kind of boring to do a barrier with tiles. Maybe it should be... Suggestions? No? Yes? Maybe? It could be sort of like a scarecrow kind of thing that you can erect. He said erect. That you can place. Let's do a scarecrow. So it's kind of big, rounded head, and then sort of a stick body. And then it needs some clothes. Kind of raggedy rag clothes. And then some hands like this. Except that probably won't look very good from above, since everything is seen from above. Because then it'll end up looking a lot more like this. Merc. I guess that would... I don't know if that's even visible. Like, is that gonna be something that the player will recognize as a scarecrow kind of thing? Let me just quickly sketch it out. That's not very... I don't like that at all. Maybe a golem. That's also more sort of in theme with the wizards. Could be a golem. I should have never gone with the top-down view. I hate drawing stuff from this angle. Let's see. Golem. I want a golem. He's got kind of a chunky square head and huge body. And then maybe he could kind of use his hands, like have him up like this to kind of block or something. He has big shoulders too, and how do we draw a hand from above? It's gonna be like this. You're allowed to laugh at your own stuff. That's okay. You're allowed to laugh at my stuff too if you want. I can take it. So we've got a big boulder-like guy here. Let's just make him a bit wider. And maybe bigger here as well. So fills out more of the canvas. Yeah, I could probably live with a character that looked like that. Well, it's not a character, but let's just call this layer sketch. But I mean, for a barrier type of object, like something that a magic user would cast to block something, I'm actually okay with a golem. I think that would look kind of cool. So I'm just gonna see if I can somehow draw this in a way that looks prettier than its current form. Oh yeah, hi camera, I forgot. I recently changed my camera so that I guess more of stuff is visible, but I forget where it's at, so I'm like looking at the screen being all like, look at me smile, and you guys can only see my receding hairline and stuff. But yes, this is me. Let's do some drawing. I'm gonna turn the opacity down even more on this layer, and then let's try to ink this. I should have an inker somewhere. It's right there. And let's I'm gonna need like a thin brush. Oh, the precision! I'm so precise. Here we go. I want the head to be kind of squarish, but I also want it to sort of look like it was kind of like worn, broken. Yeah, I want it to look sort of like it's been broken and chipped. Chipped is the word I'm looking for. So here we go. You have chipped head. If any of you guys have any questions or there's something you want to see, just let me know. And I will try to do my best to comply. Actually, I think I'm gonna try to do like this. And this is his elbow kind of thing. And then big fingers. I think the fingers should probably be sort of like square-ish. To kind of emphasize just how big and brutish he is. Obviously, I'm kind of doing it fast at the moment, but I like to sort of prototype my stuff fast because then I can always change it later, which I tend to do a lot. I tend to change things a lot. He is humongous. He should probably have sort of something muscly. We'll figure that out eventually. By the way, if the audio needs to be changed, let me know. Because right now I'm not 100% sure of what sort of setup I want for the stream. So if you have suggestions, feel free to let me know. Whoops. There we go. Maybe like this, just to kind of show, I don't know, that he has stone nails. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe some feet down here, and another foot here, or toe. There we go. This is kind of what I thought. Yeah. And then now I'm just gonna remove this layer here because I don't need that anymore. And let's weather him up a little bit. Like, oh, that eraser is way, way, way too big. Let me just change that. Eraser chiseled? No. Let's go with a 6-pixel eraser. Because I kind of want to... Oops. I want to make like a few nicks and dents here and there on him just to kind of break him up a little bit. And I should probably have a look at some stone to get a feel for how to draw that stuff. I don't know if you guys ever do that. Like if you're drawing, it's a good idea. Especially if you're not super experienced like me, then it's a really good idea to kind of check out the web and see how are other people doing it, or look at pictures, or go out into the world and take your own photos and stuff. Now he kind of looks like there's too many of those, but it's probably fine. Maybe he needs to... No, he does not. He's fine as he is, because now I'm going to put some color on him and Let's see, is this my line art? It is. Let me call that line art. Line art. Oops. There we go. And then I'm just gonna drag the line art up top, because then I have a color layer here where I can sort of put some values in. So let's start by giving him some gray. Just remove this so I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start by putting gray all over, so I should probably get a bigger brush. We need guns, lots of guns. Let's do this, then I can just delete it afterwards and it's probably faster. Boom. And let's do this. Yeah, this is good. This works. Because now I can just erase the outlines. I won't have to be as precise as I was when I was filling in the color with my super brush. And then once I've done, like, fixed up these edges here, I can do a little bit of shading and a little bit of highlighting to it, and it'll be fine. So what's everyone up to? If there's anyone on the stream, what are you guys doing? Game development, or gaming, or taking a break from World of Warcraft or something similar? If you have something that you want to share, let me know. I'll be happy to see what you guys are up to. Almost done here now. I just need to, like, clean up this particular area in here, because that's not part of him. Tickling him between the toes. There we go. And then almost done. So close. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I'm just going to keep the same color, add a new layer here on top, and I'll just switch that to multiply, and I don't know, let's put it at like 30% or so. How does that look? Oops. That didn't do anything. Why did that not do anything? Oh, it did. Can I do multiple times? Yeah. That's good. I like that. So, where does the light come from? I guess it comes kind of from right above. So like if light starts here, then you would have some shadow here. Yeah. Sounds right. Let's put some shadow in here. It'd probably be darker like this. Yeah. Contrast. They always say. They say you need contrast. Let's give him contrast. And maybe there's light here on his hands. That would kind of look cool. Like he's got some sort of magic stopping light. Then we could put shadow here. And then kind of make this shadow here a little bit longer. Yeah, just to sort of give him a little bit of depth. I could always change it later because I have it on a separate layer here, and that's how I prefer to do things. Let's put a little bit of shadow here on the edges. Oh, can I draw outside? Oh, darn it, I can. Let me just, let's see, how do I do that? I think I just need to press the Alt key between these two layers. Can I draw outside now? Nope. Goody. So yeah, just hold down the Alt key and click between two layers, then the layer on top of it will not be able to draw outside of whatever you drew on the layer behind it. So that's a neat little trick that I just remembered. So let's put some shadows here on him, just to kind of emphasize that he sort of has a rounded shape. Probably shouldn't be that rounded. I could always just delete like this. Yeah. Let's add some shade to his feet as well, because they're really far down there. Sun never hits the feet. And I'm gonna make a new layer as well. I don't know if I can actually make that layer. Yeah. Oh well. I'll do it differently. I'm just gonna hold Control and click on this layer, then I won't be able to draw outside of it. And I'll switch this to screen to make it lighter, and then let's set it to 60. Same color. And that should do something, but it did. Oh, there we go. It did. Okay, so let's put some light in your face. Oh, just gonna delete. There we go. Let's see if I can kind of do something like this. Add some color here. And he probably needs a lot of brightness here, because this part should protrude. Like, it's kind of, you know, it goes out from his body, so it really should soak up a lot of the light here, and I should probably go back to my shadow layer and put a little bit of shadow right here. Yeah, I will. I'm doing it. I might have overdone the shadow a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. And we could do it with a little bit of highlights here on this guy. Yeah, sorry if I don't talk that much when I'm drawing. I kind of get a little bit absorbed by it. I don't know if this is good, but it'll do for now. Let's put a little bit of highlights here as well, and magic. Yes. Yeah. Let's do some magic. I'm gonna make a new layer up here on top of the line art, and we'll call it magic. I'm kind of stretching to reach my keyboard. Okay, so called it magic, and basically I want this guy to I want him to stand like this and have sort of a magic barrier kind of thing, but really, you know, we're wizards, so the poor guy is kind of just absorbing everything that we have. Let's go with... Let's go with something bluish. And a pencil. I don't know, probably just should be okay just doing something like this. Maybe it's a water shield, who knows? And should probably kind of glide in here between his fingers too. And then let's see what happens if we give it a green. Yeah. And now it needs some effects because it's lazy. Layer style. Let's do an outer glow. And make it this color. Red. Pew 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 pew. What happens if I go with precise? Kind of the same. Let's go with softer. Opacity. Size. Red needs to be something like this. This'll work. This works for me. Yeah. Let's say that this is our new barrier. Actually, I'm just gonna mark all these layers and kind of drag them up. That here. Send them up a little bit like this. There we go. He's good enough. Good enough. I'm just gonna export it, save for web, and save. Oops. See, where do I need to save it? Gamedev, construct 2, graphics, barrier wood. Yep, that didn't turn out to be a wooden barrier. Let's just call it a golem. There we go. And saving. Let's call it golem. There we go. And now I'm going to go into this one and just load the golem instead. Thing. There we go. Let's see how that works out. Oh, I just want to make him face the right way. Pew. Pew. Okay, yeah. I need him to face the proper direction. Let's see. This is where I place the barrier. If the bottom player places the barrier, then I want the barrier to... Oops. I'm just going to copy this thing here, paste it in, and then I want it to that angle towards position. Yeah, do that. And then let's set it to, let's see, this is the player, the bottom player casts it, so I want it to be player top.x and player top.y, because then when we summon this barrier, it will kind of face the enemy caster regardless of where we place it. Now, I just need to make sure that I do something properly, because they all need to face right, otherwise the actual angle thing won't work. So, you rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Boom. Nailed it! Let's see if it works for the bottom player. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! That seems to work. Obviously it doesn't work for him yet because I didn't put it in his code, but we shall do it right now. I'm just gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna go to my code for the top player where we summon the barrier, and that would be here. set angle towards, and then instead of player top, then say player bottom X. Whoops. Forgot the other one. And then player bottom Y. Let's test it. Are you working? Haha! I see your golem and encounter with my own golem. And let's just for the sake of fun, let's just test it. Do you work? Yes, you are working. Awesome. So, what do you guys think? Any suggestions, ideas, criticism, stuff? Let me know. I'm gonna need like a new sound for when you summon the golem. Definitely, it needs to be sort of like a really... Oh, nice! Who followed? I'm blind. RGS Haker? Thank you, man. Thanks for the follow. Or woman. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was awesome. Let's see. Where am I at? See, I got all happy. Now I'm like, what was I doing? Oh, yes. Barrier and the sound for it. I need kind of like a big, brutish golem going like he kind of crumbles into place. I do, however, think that instead of just vanishing like that, we should probably put in a fade effect. Fade behavior. Here on behaviors for the fireball. Let's see, where do I add the... Oh, here. Bullet behavior. Behaviors there. Add. Fade. Fade. There we go. And it's not active at the beginning. Fade out time, let's just say 0.1, and then it gets destroyed after the fade out. That's fine. And the Frostbolt needs one of these as well. What I'm doing now is basically just polish. Like, I want to make sure that when a fireball disappears, it kind of needs to fade away. Obviously, there needs to be sound and stuff, but for now I want it to fade away rather than just like instantly vanish, because that is just that's no good. And let's put it on the barrier as well. Let's rename him Golem, because it's not really a barrier anymore. PB Golem and PT, which stands for player top. Golem. I should probably make the golem buttons as well. Let's just do that while I'm in Photoshop anyway. Let's file, open, gamedev, construct. Construct, where are you at? Under C, there we go. Graphics. Did I save them in here? Probably didn't. Oh, I did. Buttons. There we go. Now I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna copy all of them. And then I'm gonna put them in a folder. Let's call it flattened. Place it down here below everything else. Let's call it, there we go, flattened. And then all of this needs to be Control E flattened, so I have one image. Let's just show this. Yep, that works. So I'm just going to duplicate this layer onto the buttons thing, and let's call it Golem. And I can just save this one, and actually I could close it down because I don't need it anymore. Golem. I'm gonna hold Alt and kind of resize it. Alt and Shift to get uniform scaling. Stay in the middle. There we go. It needs to be a little bit like this. Yeah, that works. Let's just this. Color overlay. This is the normal button. File. Yeah, this works for now. Let's see, what do we call him? Golem normal. And then turn this one on to make it a little bit brighter and export this as Golem select. And now I can go back in here and replace these frames here. So I'm gonna look this one up. Normal. I'm gonna go to this here. And selected. And it's probably woogied. Yeah, the size is all. But that's easily fixed because I know my buttons are 96 by 96. And I kind of want the golem to face the other way, the golem button. So, I'm gonna go in here and flip it. And flip it. There we go. And let's do the same with this one. Open up Golem normal. And Golem selected. This is a bit sort of like slave work, like, you know, I know it's not necessarily super fun to look at, but it'll give you an idea of how this program works. And again, 96 by 96, and let's just test it real quick. Yeah, so we have the buttons. Whoops, I need to fix this. It's selected. You shall not be selected. It is a bug. And then they come back and they are... Oh, okay, I know what's wrong. Because I actually have somewhere a function that kind of resets. Sorry, I need to take a drink real fast. Excuse me. Nope, I'm still dying. I'm just gonna grab a bit more water. Sorry. Okay. I think death has been averted. I got water. I should be good now. I hope. Okay. I have some code here that I use to, let's see, disable all the bars. I actually need to disable, oops, need to disable the golem bars. Let's see, player bottom teleport, let's replace that with a player bottom golem, and let's replace this with a player top golem. There we go. So now they're disabled when this function gets called, and I want that, but I also need to go here. Need to copy this thing here and say if player casts spell number 5, which is the golem spell, then call reset hotbars and set player bottom golem, set its animation frame to 1, which is like the highlighted version. And I wanted to set the highlighted version here. And I also need to do that. Oh, I already did it. Yay! Good me. And then we have on reset hotbars. This is why the frames were all woogie woogie. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab these two, copy them, and then put them in here, and then I'm gonna say replace object, and I want that to be player bottom golem. Stop animation and set it to frame 0. Yep, that's exactly what I want. And yeah, I could just copy these two here and then put them down there and then replace them to player top golem. Where are you at? Here you are. Boom. Okay, let's see if it works. I click this and I decide I don't want to cast it, so I click here. It works. Boom, boom, boom. Good. What about this up here? Boom, 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 boom. Hot damn! That's working. Good. They don't... Are they... I don't know. They don't really look like golems, do they? I guess maybe when the kind of the stone, crumbly, rock type of sound comes in, and that'll sort of reinforce it. It should probably have like a shadow. And by probably, I mean they should have a shadow. They kind of look a little bit detached. So, let's see. What if I go new? Will I be able to pick stuff saved here? Oh. Recent. Well, I'll just go open here and I'll find it. I shall find it. Inside Photoshop content. There. I'll just cheese it. I'll cheese it and I will make just like a big round circle and turn it sort of a little bit transparent. Let's see. Circle tool. Here you are. And let's just put dark black in it and whoops. What layer am I at? How's that even possible? Oh, I know what I just did. I done screwed up. Put you down here. There we go. No. Hey. Okay. I suck. I'll just put it here. And then put some black in it. There we go. And then make this 20%. That's not enough. 50%? That doesn't look too good. Maybe it looks better in game. A little bit. I'll see. I'm just gonna save it and then export it. It might look better in game. Find out. Golem. Save. Replace. Back to the game here. Double click the golem. And let's get him. There. Let's see. It might be better. It's a little bit better. It looks like it's not floating in the air, at least. I know it was like a super fast shadow. Magic shadow. But, you know, sometimes you gotta just be cheesy and do it fast. You can always fix it later. But yeah, it'll work for now. Pew pew. Well, let's see. The golem needs to fade away when he disappears. He did. Why did he fade away? Did I put code to do that? I don't recall doing that. Okay. Oh, he does have a fade. Oh, it's because I put this in. Right. Yes. I'm gonna deactivate this. Set it to 0 and 0. Because I want him to fade when he gets attacked. In my code. somewhere down here. There. So instead of destroy, let's start the fade. And the same thing here. Instead of destroy, I'm just gonna start the and here. And here. Now it won't go away though, but I'll make some code for that as well. Oh, not part of the plan? Let's summon this guy here and then shoot it. Yeah, it faded. The fireball disappeared instantly, but the guy faded, which is a good thing. Yeah, I need to do so that the fireball, frost, or whatever it is, also fades. Did I put that in yet? I did not, because I'm slacking. Does this have fade? It does. Good. Does this have fade? It does not. So let's add fade. FA. Boom. It needs to be disabled from the beginning, and the duration needs to be 0.1. And then it gets destroyed after the... So, I can do this. I can start fade. And I wonder if I could do this on both at the same time. Is that possible? Edit. Start fade. Oh snap. That was not possible. That would have been awesome though, if that was possible. But no. Okay, so fireball hits golem, both fade. Fireball hits golem, both fade. And then frostballs hit and they fade. I'm gonna have it fade here as well. So all of these places where I destroy it, I actually want it to fade instead. Start fade. And the player doesn't have a fade, he's just gonna vanish. This is good. He was a bad player, so he gets to vanish. Bounce, bounce. Oh, nailed it. That was actually not the plan. I wanted to just bounce and see it go away, so I'll have to do this instead. 1, 2, fade. Ooh, but now it actually moves a little bit after the last. I guess that's okay. Or maybe it isn't. Okay, so now I need to do I need to say that whenever a golem is spawned, and it doesn't matter who it belongs to, but whenever a golem is spawned, he needs to only live X amount of time. So I'm gonna make a variable on the golem in case we ever want to change something about it. So we've got health, and I'm gonna call this variable, which is number. I'll call it lifetime. Lifetime. Initial value could be whenever we copy and paste this thing. It should be like 5 seconds. Probably too much. We can fix it later. Okay, so whenever golem is created, where's that at? On created, whenever the golem is created, I want him to wait, and then golem.lifetime. So the amount of seconds that I set over here in lifetime, I want that to be reflected here in the amount of seconds that we wait. So we wait this amount of seconds, and then when these amounts of seconds are over, we tell him to start his fade. And then as soon as the fade is done, he will destroy himself. After fade out, destroy. So, now we have golems with duration on it. Or, I do. And then, you know, in 5 seconds it'll disappear. Hopefully. It did. So that works. Yeah. So, Xenorn was here, and he had this idea that maybe rather than having a shield on the character, I could put a shield as sort of a barrier in the playfield. And then as I started drawing it, I thought, you know what? We're magicians. We can do magic. So why not have a golem instead? And yeah. So it became a golem. You basically place it and then the other player can't shoot you. It's kind of like a 5-second shield, unless the other player decides to shoot you with lightning, in which case it'll go right through because that's what we decided at the time. So yeah, if any of you have any questions or comments or want to give me ideas or opinions on the game, feel free to do that. You're more than welcome to join in the chat. And if you like what you're seeing, or you want to see more, or want to support me, feel free to click the follow button. Or if you just want to see like a cool sword flying in and going ching chung chung, then do that, because that's my follow animation that I made myself. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I think I'm going to make a new category here to kind of put some more of the golem stuff. So let's see, how do we do that? Add group. Let's call it golem. This thing needs to be inside of, whoops. This needs to be inside of golem, and then golem itself needs to be inside of spells. Now the question is, should these be in the fireball or the golem? Technically they should be both places, but can't do that. Maybe I should do a group called collision instead, and then put those things in. Yes, if I could spell that. Collision, yes. And then let's take this and put it inside here. Let's take this, put it inside here. Ah, no. Because basically everything here about the fireball has to do with collisions. So let's not do that. That's just me trying to optimize stuff that I guess I don't really know how to optimize. Why is there like base here? Oh well. There we go. Fireball is nice and pretty. Why are you outside? Some events will not move, blah blah blah. There we go. There we go. Nice and pretty. Let's kill this group here. Don't need that. I kind of want to do something about this thing here, because when the blue player wins, it pops down and says blue wins, and it's readable for the blue player because that's kind of like the way you're looking at the screen. But if you're the red player and you're looking at it from up here, then you can't read red wins. And you know, I can do this, but I mean, that doesn't work. So I need to flip it one more time. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I can do this, but that kind of still doesn't feel right for me. Like I guess I kind of wanted to say, like, you know, for instance, let's say I'm playing blue down here, I win. Then I wanted to say blue wins, and I wanted to say upside down for the red player, you lost. Or please try again, don't be sucky. That or something. But yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna need to do. For now, I guess it's okay like this, because let's say I'm red player and I cheat and I shoot a fireball right in your face, and then pew, red wins. And red can read it. I can't. So that's good. Hello, kitty cat. Hello, kitty cat. Yeah, you have a life. Let them put. Yeah. Let them put. I apologize in advance if she starts to like make noises. It's a thing she does when she doesn't get her way. She's like, you need to pet me, and you need to pet me now. And she'll look at me and she'll be all like, pet me. But I cheated. I kind of cheated before the stream. I put a couple of treats in the little bed there, because I figured then she'd be occupied. Which she will be for a little bit. And it's all good. Okay, so we have fireballs, triple lightning, teleport, frost thing, and a goat. Why does this... Oh, it's because I screwed up with the buttons. Silly me. See, like it has the shadows down here, and then there's the shadow up here, and that's because I'm a noob. I need to fix it in Photoshop. Let me just do that real quick. Let's flip it. Edit, transform, and then boom. I'm just gonna save it. And what is this? This is with color overlay, so export and golem select. Oops. Place. And then I'm just gonna turn this thing off and save it again. This time as a normal button, not highlighted. Go. And I can go back in here, fix it. Normal golem, thank you very much. And selected golem. See? Now the shadows are the proper place for each button. That was just me being too fast earlier. Silly me. Is that the normal? I think. And then flip. And then this one needs to be the selected. And flip. And let's see. Yeah. It's all purty. It's purty. You know, put golem there. Oof. Yes. Well, that works. I'm happy with the result for now. Actually. Let's go back to the golem. And then let's rotate the canvas. Image rotation, 90 degrees counterclockwise, like that, so I won't have to do all kinds of annoying stuff with it later. And then I'm just gonna take this magic layer here and I'll duplicate it. This. Oops, I need to delete. There we go. I'm just gonna export this because I kind of wanted to flicker just a little bit. I know it's not a lot, but I think it'll give a little bit of an effect. We'll see. let's see, did I save it as Golem? Okay, so I'll save this one as Golem 02. Now let's go back here, go into the Golem, add a frame, and then import Golem 02. Let's see, how does that look? That's okay. So it's the default animation. I want it to loop, and I want the speed to be, I don't know, let's go with 30 and see how that goes. Oh. Close. And then let's test it. I'm gonna summon a golem. Maybe that's a little bit too much. It's like, you wanna play my game? You get epileptic seizure. Yeah, that's no good. Too much. Let's fix that. That is no good. So, guess maybe I'll try with 10 and see if a speed of 10 is any less seizure inducing. It's probably worse, but I don't know. I guess for now I'll just keep it like this. I just want it to be, you know, just a little bit animated. Hello, my golem. Thank you for protecting me. High five. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. High five. Oh, I actually had a thought. Well, I didn't have a thought because I put it in my Trello, which is like a thing where I put ideas. Each spell needs to be different for the players. So like, you know, all of a sudden there's fireballs everywhere. So blue players' fireballs should look a little bit different. The golem should too. I mean, you know that it's your golem because you placed it on your half of the screen. But still, would be nice like if one player golem had some sort of armor or something that lets you know that he belongs to you. Would be kind of cool. And let's see, what else can we do right now? Yeah, I did kind of want to make like a healing field. Right now I'm sort of running out of space for spells. I want sort of a system where the player can select what kind of spell they want. So like before the match starts, you know, you'll have a bunch of spells lined up here, like 1, 2, 3, and a lot of them here. And then you kind of click, or you know, you drag them in place, drag them to where you want them to be, and then you click OK, and you're kind of, now you're ready to cast your spells and be a part of like spell casting thing. You now you've selected the spells that you want to use. Because ultimately, I think 5 spells per player per match is a good number. But I want the player to be able to select from a pool of maybe 10 or 12 or 1 million. You know, like I want to have sort of a number of spells, and maybe some players will be like, I never use the golem because he's poop, or something else. Could be even cooler actually if you accidentally shoot the golem, then your spell will bounce back and it will turn hostile. Because I'm thinking right now, the golem is interesting as a shield, but you can't win with the shield. You know, there's cooldown on your spells. So you know, if, let's say you pick 3 defensive spells, like you pick teleport, you pick golem, you pick, I don't know, heal or some kind of something. So you've got 3 defensive spells, and then you have 2 slots for offensive spells. And you're playing against some dude who has 5 offensive spells, and he basically just taps them all. Like, by the time he has reached offensive spell number 5, his offensive spell number 1 is going to come off of cooldown, and he'll just spam that shit all over again. So I kind of would like to see the golem as being a mix between offense and defense. Like, it's defensive because it's going to prevent one spell from passing through him, but I also want it to be offensive where it will be able to sort of like push the spell back. And that's what we're going to be doing now. So let's see. On collision with golem, blah 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 blah. Actually, there's an easy way to do that. I'll just make him solid. Solid! So, let's see. Behavior. Add. And let's give him solid. Solid will make it so that stuff bounces off of him, because I've made it so that a lot of the spells will bounce. And I can probably test it right now. Actually, I can't, because, well, it worked. It bounced. But since I put in the code that it needs to be destroyed, then it didn't work. Or, well, it worked, but it's not what I want. So, if a fireball collides with a golem, and if the fireball does not belong to the bottom player, and the golem belongs to the bottom player, then the fireball needs to switch. The golem belongs to the bottom player, so the fireball should now also belong to the bottom player. And the same thing here. And here it should be false, because the fireball hits the golem, the fireball belongs to the bottom player. The golem not, so the fireball should be the same as the golem. Okay, well, that was actually really... Basically, I place a golem here, and then you kill yourself. Pew. Okay, that was a silly bounce. Is this even possible? Whoops. Darn it. Okay, you said it here. Let's play. Awesome! I killed myself. Okay, so this works. Let's just try it here as well and see what. Why could I not walk? Why you no walk? Try again. Poof! I just killed myself. This is actually more to my liking, making the golem sort of a defensive mechanism. So now I just need to go, let's see, this button needs cooldown. 3 seconds is like way too low, so let's set it to, I don't know, 8 seconds. And the same goes for the bottom golem. 8 seconds. Because probably the duration on the golem is a bit high too, because like 5 seconds of having a shield that can bounce back the spells, that's a bit too much. So let's set the lifetime to 2 seconds. I know that, 2 seconds is not enough, but like, let's see, you see a player doing this, and then you go, poof, See? Haha! Which is essentially what you're gonna want to do. I even managed to bounce it right back at him, which was lucky. I need to fix this. Both players need to be like down here. Here. Let's fix that. Because this is something my players were actually complaining about. Which is totally understandable. I mean, it's like silly. Not fair. Blue player starts up close. Let's set it there. This guy and set him like that. Is this fair? 109.69. His position. His position. That seems about fair. He says, without actually checking the math, because that's the kind of programmer I am. Math is overrated. Oh. I forgot the duration was low on it. That's good. Can't wait to test this out. Well, you know, if any of you guys want to test it out, I'm gonna need to upload it first. Forgot about that. I need to build it. I'll do that later. Later. So I think that I'm gonna spend a bit of time on the stream now doing. Fix this spell. It looks like a branch. It needs to look like a light. That's something. Needs audio too. There's so much stuff I need to do. Noob. Teleport is in place. Just gonna move these a little bit to the right. I don't know if this is the middle, but no, it's not. But this looks better. Let's see, where is that at? This is at 102. And this one needs to be right about there. How close is this to 102? Oh, surprisingly close. 101. There we go. Now it looks a bit more even Steven. I think that I should make a health bar. Yes. I want each player to have a health bar, and I kind of want it to be down here. So, I'm gonna double click here. I think the health bar is it's a boom. How wide is the screen? I fully forgot about that. It's 720. Okay, so the health bar needs to be 720. File. Okay, maybe not 720. I guess like let's go with 512. And height 40. I don't know if that's enough, too much. For now I'm just gonna I'll do it sort of a grayish color, and then this needs to be sort of like a frame that's on top of everything else. Cover it. Oh, okay, whatever. Could probably just, let's zoom in a bit. Is this the middle? Oh, cool. So I'm on the middle now. I don't know if I'm kind of in the middle with this thing here, but are we in the middle? I guess so. Okay, cool. So delete. There we go. And then it needs a background, and you know, am I seeing white? Why am I seeing white? Oh. I kind of know why. Never mind. Let's just color this. I'll paint over it later anyway. So we have a gray thing here, and then we have a background, and that background needs to be, let's just paint it black. And then in between these two needs to be a health meter, which will start with 0 health here, and then it fills up towards 100% here. So I'm just gonna go with this color. It's ugly, but it'll do. It doesn't really matter how I'm painting because it's gonna be stuck behind anyway. It won't really. Okay, so we call this one top, this one health, and this one background. Whoops. Background. There we go. Okay, so just gonna start with this one. File, export, save. HP BG. And then this one is gonna be HP meter, and this one's gonna be HP pop. I'm not 100% sure how to do this, but I guess I'll never learn if I don't try. So save this, let's call it HP meter, and we're done with this. We are actually all do, and let's that one here. Back to this. There's a sprite here. Good. You need to be, let's call you the background. Boom. Okay, so this is PBHPBG. Wow, awesome names. What? Is this the middle? Where's the middle? The middle is at 360 because that's half of 720. And then actually this is okay. It's okay if it's, yes. And you kind of always need to stay here. Is this should be UI. Nah. Put it in the background. Or not. Gameplay? Yeah. I'll figure that out later. So I have this thing here and now I want a new sprite. And this new sprite could be the HP meter. And I'm just gonna copy this and I'll place it here. Boom. And the last sprite, which is gonna be the top thingy. Top. Here. Paste this here. Boom. Okay. Can I still select this thing underneath? Let's call this PBHP top. And then let's call this PBHP meter. Boom. There we go. Okay, so PBHP meter needs to have its pivot point at 0. That. And then is this 0? Nope. Darn it. Oh well. We'll figure it out. How precise is this? Not precise. Ah, there we go. That works. That is like the prettiest hit point bar I have ever seen in my whole life. Because I don't see many hit point bars in my life. Okay. Now we need to actually make a variable for this guy. He needs help. Let's call it health. And the initial value of this should be, I don't know, 100. Let's just call it 100. I need to, hey kitty cat. I need to figure out how to make a hit bar. I shall Google it. Because I kind of have an idea, but, well, I mean, I know how to do it normally, but doing it in this program is Let's see. I found a tutorial, but it was a video. I don't do videos. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I need to actually fix something. All of these. And this needs to be a little. Actually, I'm just gonna set it to 0 because I fixed it already, so it's fine. And then this thing here, setting to 0, boom. And I'm just gonna copy paste this. Copy. There we go. And then it says here, adjust as necessary, blah, 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 blah. This will easier, blah blah blah. Put your life bar on a separate layer on top of everything you want. Be sure to set its parallax, X, and I don't need that. Let's add some properties. Just add the properties. Life, max life to your target bar. Target bar? What? What is the target bar? Okay, so I need to have life, max life, initial width. I don't know what the target bar is, but essentially that's the only thing that needs to move. Yeah, that would probably be the meter. So he needs a variable called life. He needs a variable max life, and he needs a variable called initial width. Let's just set this to 100, and let's set the current life to 100. Oops, I need to fix this. Initial width. There we go. Okay, so add event sheet, start of layout, bar set position to something. I don't need to set any positions. I need to set initial width to self width. Okay. So on the start of the layout, I need to set HP meters initial width to self dot width. Okay, so now I have that. Below this, add a system every tick event. System every tick, and then set width. Oops. Why is, oh, there we go. Set width to, let's see, self dot initial width plus, player bottom dot health minus, darn it. Okay, I'll just type it in because I'm gonna put it later. Player bottom max health times self dot initial width divided by player bottom dot max health. Darn it. I'm just gonna copy paste this really fast because I know that I will be using it a moment after I set this guy's instant variables. Health, max health. Boom, there we go. So every tick set width to this. Of course I can't really test it because I don't have any way of taking away life. So Let's go. Let's see. On the fireball, if he hits the player, then he destroys him, and we don't want to destroy him. So, instead of destroying him, I'm just going to disable these for now, and then let's say, actually, it's down here. Disable and disable. So player bottom gets hit, and when the player bottom has been hit then by the fireball, then I want him to subtract from health. Let's say let's take away 10 hit points. This is just kind of a test, because essentially I'm gonna need to like add a value to the fireball, and then the fireball's value will be taken from the player's health. But this should work. Let's just try to shoot him. Whoops. I was hit. A little bit of my health disappeared. That's good. That means it works. Now I just need to yeah. I need to talk to myself. No. Now I need to put the same thing in here. Add health for the main player, and then let's see. Player bottom has health and max health, and we want the player top to have that as well. So let's add health, number, initial value 100, and add another one, max health, and also 100. And then on the start of the layout, this meter player bottom health meter. Oh. Actually, in case we ever want to move stuff around, I should... No, I don't. Never mind. Let's make a group here and call it health bar. Let's put this and that inside here so that I can keep track of it. And I should probably scale it down just a, or maybe move these down a bit. Let's see. Down here. There we go. Like this. Yeah. This thing works here with the health. Now I just need to make it possible to die. So if player bottom health is, let's see, less than or equal to 0, then we died. And what happens when we die? We destroy ourselves and set game over to. So I could just remove these two here and put them on here, like that, and then enable. So technically it should be possible to kill the player, but it will take a little bit of time because I only have one spell right now that can actually hurt us. The other spells will instantly kill us because I haven't implemented a particular part of the code yet. So I'm just gonna do that. Code. Almost there. That would suck if you didn't die, but next time I'm just gonna give myself less health. Dead. Red wins. Good. Good, good, good. So, it is possible to die. You have a health bar and all of that stuff. Oh, that was crunchy. Let's see. This thing needs to be green for sure. So, make it green. Actually. That's better. Probably, yeah. This fireball needs a damage variable. Damage, it's a number, initial value. Let's just say 10. Because then I can go, where did I do the damage? Here. Instead of subtracting 10, I can say fireball damage. And then it'll be a lot easier. I won't have to go back into the code, look for this, and fix that, and what. So, did player top get health and max health? He did. Good. So, we can copy this thing here. And then say, instead of player bottom, we can replace him and say player top. Instead of player bottom here, we can replace it player top. And then set game over to 1. And, oops, F1. There we go, done. So, now I just need to fix it so that the fireball deals damage here. Player top. Subtract from his health, and let's say fireball damage. There we go. So you can take these. I can actually delete these two because I just fixed it down there. The top player should be able to die, but he doesn't have a health meter yet. So I should probably make a health meter for the top player. So this one. Oh, and I just... Actually, the only thing I need to really... Can I do something clever with this? Instead of calling it player bottom hit point meter, could I just call it hit point meter and then yeah, I probably could, but I'm not gonna do it. Let's just duplicate this one and call it player top hit point meter. The other two I can just clone as they are right there. So I'm gonna do this one is point top thingy. Put it there. And then just gonna drag them out a little bit. This one I need a copy of it. I need it to be the order. Send to the bottom of the layer. Go. And let's just move this up. Oh, I got the wizard too. Darn it! I'll fix it later. Health bar. I don't know if it's in the middle. Where is this? 104. Oh. These two should be at 100 as well. Good. Oh. I'm gonna copy this here. Paste. And paste. Okay, so we have a player top hit point meter, drag it there. And copy. Paste. Layer gameplay. How do I send it further down? The order send. Oh, here, order. Yay! That's nice. One down. There we go. Now, this player thing for the top needs to be different. But I'm gonna copy this anyway. Copy, paste, boom. Copy, paste. And then replace this with that one. Actually, I'm gonna delete this thing because it needs to be in here. Copy, paste, replace object. Oops. There we go. So player bottom is this, and then replace the player bottom with the player top. Oh, that is so freaking awesome! Actually, I think it already works now. Or does it? We'll find out. Let's shoot this guy. Shoot! That is so good. It works. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Does it work if you shoot this thing here? Oh. Pew. Good. Okay, so the health bars work. They're ugly, but they work. And that's progress. For now. Let's see. I need to do something with all the other spells because they don't work. I mean, they work, but only the fireball actually subtracts from player health when it hits stuff. So, lightning needs to... Well, I could just copy this thing here, and then I could paste it in, and then delete this one and that one. And instead of fireball, I could just... Oh, I can't. Anyways, I'm just gonna grab a short break because girlfriend just got home. I'm just gonna say hi to her, and I'll be back in a few moments. So see you in a bit. Bye, Scott. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Where were I? Yes, I wanted to make it so that the Frostbolt can also deal damage. In the beginning, the Frostbolt didn't actually kill the player, it just kind of snared him, but now that there's a hit point bar, I want the Frostbolt to deal a little bit of damage and then snare the player. So, I'm just gonna add in here, actually I need to fix all the spells. The Fireball has damage, a damage variable. The Frostbolt does not. So, I'm just gonna add one here, let's call it damage, and let's set it to 10. I can always change it later. And then the lightning, where's that at? Lightning bolt needs a variable as well, which is also called damage. And the lightning bolt is really slow. It does shoot out 3 bolts though, but there's no way you can get hit by all 3 at the same time, so let's just, for the heck of it, put it to 30. Because it's really easy to avoid. There. So, I'm just gonna go to my lightning bolt, fix this thing here, replace object. I'm gonna replace fireball damage with lightning ball damage. And the same thing here. I'm gonna need player bottom, subtract from health, and we're gonna subtract lightning bolt dot damage from the health, and I can remove these because I've already made code now that checks if the player has low health. Yeah, let's just test it real quick. I'm just gonna try to shoot this guy with some lightning. Hopefully it takes a nice big chunk. And that seems to work. Yep. Alrighty. Good. I'm just gonna do a quick one here and denied. Oh, that was actually really lucky. That was a lucky shot. I'm not as pro as I look. Well, okay, try again. So basically, on this stream today, I made this golem spell here where you summon the golem and he stands there for 2 seconds. And he reflects enemy projectiles. He does not reflect lightning spells, but he reflects the fire and he reflects the frost. Oh yeah, I need to test if the frost actually deals. It did not. What about here? Did I not do anything with the frost? Oh, no. I just talked about it. Let's fix it. So when the frostbolt hits the top player, and if the frostbolt belongs to the bottom player, and if we're still not game over, then he gets frozen. It waits a few seconds. I'm just gonna add in player top, subtract from health, frostbolt.damage. Boom. And it went here down to the bottom, which I don't want. I wanted to take away the damage from the health immediately, then snare for X amount of seconds. So I'm just gonna copy this one and I'll place it here. And I can just right click and replace the player top with player bottom. And Frostbolt should now work. Should. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Frostbolt works for that player, and it works for that. I'm just gonna see if I can throw a Frostbolt and then negate it fast enough with a golem here, but I probably won't be able to. Oh, I did. Why did the Frostbolt disappear? Does it only bounce once? Let's check that out. Can the Frostbolt even collide with it? Oh, it can, but it disappears, and that's not part of the plan. Oh, right. It's because I didn't fix it yet. On the Fireball, I have it so that if a Fireball hits the Golem, then the Fireball changes side, meaning that all of a sudden, if it was like if bottom player threw a Fireball and it hits a Golem, then the Fireball will become the top player's Fireball instead. And I didn't fix that down here. Instead, I said if the Fireball hits the Golem, then, or sorry, if the Frostbolt hits the Golem, then the Frostbolt's the fade. And that is not what I want. I wanted to set a Boolean. And let's see, if the Golem belongs to the bottom player, then I want the Frostbolt to belong to the bottom player. And same thing here. The Golem does not belong to the bottom player, meaning it's the top player. Set that value. So, false. Essentially what I want is that whichever player owns the Golem, any projectile that hits the Golem is going to be owned by that player. So you can use the Golem as a shield, but you can also use it as an attack. Because if the player shoots you and you block the shot with the Golem, then the Golem is going to shoot the shot back at him. But let's see if that actually worked. I'm too slow. Now I'm slowed for 4 seconds, and now I can move. I'm just going to stand down here because I'm slow, and it'll give me some time to react. That worked. Yay. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it here. Now what I need to do is make a system where when the game starts, you're actually able to select from a variety of spells. So rather than being fixed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells, you have a pool of spells that you can pull from. And my goal here is to make a game where you kind of get the ability to select how you want to play. Because some people might want to play very defensively, and some people might want to play very, very offensively. And I guess everyone should be allowed to play however they want, and then I can just tweak it later and figure out if something is just too overpowered, or does it make the matches last too long. I've actually thought about a sudden death mechanic, where if none of the players have won after X amount of seconds, then a firewall starts to creep up behind the players. So basically it'll start down here and it'll slowly move towards the player. And if they hit it, they die. And that's basically the thing that I'm aiming for. Oh, we ran out of music. Let's get some music back. There we go. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, if any of you guys have any questions, or you want to suggest something for the game, or want to tell me what you're doing, I don't know, maybe you're a game developer yourself, or you just beat the crap out of someone in League of Legends, feel free to let me know. I am definitely interested in hearing it. And if you want to help support the channel, just click that follow button, and you get to see an awesome looking sword swooping in on screen, and it'll be all like, yeah, you're part of the Legion now. Well, let's see. I had something that I wanted to do, but then I forgot. Fireballs deal damage, as they are supposed to do. Frost deals damage, as it's supposed to do. And where's the lightning at? The lightning deals damage, as it's supposed to do. So, could make a heal spell. Actually, probably better to make like a pretty looking panel instead and kind of fix the health bar. Maybe. Let us do that. HP meter. Oops. Let's see. This one is a little bit boring. And I have my trusty tool, so let's put a little bit of style on it. Just a little bit. Little bit. This is like a cheater thing. Normally you'd paint it, but I'm too lazy. Today I'm too lazy. Let's see. No soften. Hard edge. Yeah. Just turn the shadows down a little bit. There we go. And then fix the color on this health bar because it is hideous. Something a bit more greeny. Because that wouldn't fit in with the rest of the... This is probably... I'm just going to put it back here. And I think we're going to put a few bubbles or something. With the brush tool. I might be lucky. I might have something. We're not lucky. Damn it! We shall have to draw it then. Let's see. I'm gonna make... I don't know. That's probably too thick. I'll find out. Let's see. Put it to screen mode. I could just do like this, and then afterwards I could make the layer sort of a little bit more transparent, and it'll be fine. Because right now it looks a bit, I don't know, crappy. Sorry! I accidentally ate all the candy. But there were only like 2 pieces left, so I don't feel that bad. Maybe add a little bit of lines just to, I don't know, do something. Change it up a bit. And I broke it. Good thing I can just do. What happens if we turn the opacity down? Much better. I'm gonna put a... Actually, we're gonna throw this down here, and then we're gonna put a little layer adjustment to give it a bit of a gradient. Not a radial though. Linear. And then reverse it so that it's darker at the bottom. Whoop whoop. Oh. Hey ACP Twitch. Yes, it is indeed a life bar. Sorry, I didn't even see you coming in. Nice. Nice of you to pop by. Good to see you, man. How are you? And yes, it's a life bar. I just need to make it pretty somehow. I guess it's kind of okay now. I just need just a little bit of detailing in it, like stuff that floats around, but I think maybe just if I went with like really small spots and made them white. White! I'm on an extra layer now, so it should be okay. ACP says, I'm tentatively dipping my feet into development again, and I wanted to catch some streams for inspiration. Sounds good. So, what are you working on at the moment? I'll show you what I'm working on in a moment. I'm just gonna do a couple of little spots on this. Look at how serious I am. I'm throwing my spots around. Plop, plop, plop. That's good. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm just gonna isolate the layers. This file. Actually save it and then export it. Save. And I have a file here. HP meter. Boom. Replaced. There we go. ACP Twitch says, currently a remake of my first crappy release project, a match 3 game, since most of it's written. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, sometimes I do that too. Like if I've been not doing game dev for a while, I'll pick up an old project and kind of remake it, and sometimes just reuse the graphics and do something different with it. So yeah, sounds like a good idea. How far do you think you are from finishing your match 3? Are you like 1,000 years away from finishing it? Let's go to this HP meter and replace the texture. Boom. Pretty. And I'll do the same on the other one, which is called player top health meter. Boom. And I'm just gonna flip it. That. There we go. Oh, actually, I wanted to export this thing here as well, because it's not pretty, but it's done. It is done. Let's see, what did we call this one? HP top. Yes. There we go. And then let's just open this HP top. Oh, ACP Twitch says, I just started on the new version. The old version is technically finished, it's just super unpolished. The old one is in the Play Store, currently at 5 oh, ouch. 5 1-star reviews? Is that like some evil person who went in there and said, how dare you make a game? You get 1 star. There shouldn't be 1-star reviews. It should be like 2, 3, 4, or 5. ACP says, I knew it was bad. But still, it's harsh when people give 1 stars. It's like, you made me download something and I'm not happy with it. Here, have 1 star. Why not just not rate it at all instead of being a douche? But yeah. How about you guys? Have you ever voted something 1 star or rated something 1 star? And what was it? What did you rate 1 star? See, it's already prettier. Prettier. ACP says, I just wanted something out there to say, damn it, I'm a game developer for real. Yeah, I know the feeling. But, you know, you are a game developer. You made the game. So yeah, definitely make a remake and then make it super awesome. Do you have a theme for your match 3 game? do you work? You are working. Awesome. For those of you who are new to the channel or new to this game, or both, this is the game I'm currently working on. It doesn't have a name yet. I found out afterwards that Wizard Wars was already taken by a bajillion type of people, which is fine. For the time being, I'm kind of like torn between calling it Battle Mage and Caster Combat. I don't know. Caster Combat kind of sounds nice, but it just looks bad on screen. But anyways, the way this game works is that each player has his own half of the screen, and it's intended to be played on a tablet or a phone or something like a mobile device. My intention here is to make a game where you play on a mobile device and you kind of play with other people. Like I can show you this little video here of my brother and my girlfriend playing it on the tablet. You can see here. This is basically how they're playing it. My brother is the guy with the big hands that are kind of covering the whole thing. So yeah, it's kind of a fast-paced game where you're clicking your spells and trying to avoid the enemy projectiles, and you're using the walls to bounce and teleport out of the way, and yeah. ACP Twitch says, the new one is an 80s cyberpunk theme. Should be Castro Combat, where each person is Fidel Castro trying to take over Cuba. So it's topical. ACP says he likes the bounciness of the gameplay. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. They actually ended up playing it like for a few hours at this family thing that my girlfriend and I were at yesterday. So that's kind of what triggered me to say, okay, I'm gonna go into this project and actually make something of it, because people that I care about are enjoying this game. And if people that I care about are enjoying the game, then I feel much more compelled to actually turn it into something distributable, playable. I don't see myself charging money for this. To be honest, I really just want to make something that people have fun with, and you know, if they want to, they can just play it. Maybe some other game is going to be charged money, but for now, this is just going to be free and fun. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to have a drink of water. Sorry, almost choked myself. So yeah, as you can see in the video, sorry for burping. As you can see in the video, you know, you press your own part of the screen, and I've been adding the hit point bar since yesterday, mainly because some of the fights were too short, and also I felt that a spell like this, which snares, is not, I mean, it just kind of loses its value when it didn't kill the player, it just made him slower. But people would tend to kind of play like this, you know, they'd be like lightning, this, and just waiting for cooldown, which I think is a bit sad. It kind of takes away from how I think the game should be. So, you know, now I'm trying to add in a couple of more things like Golem, which when you shoot at it, it'll rebound. Bounce the spells back. Yeah. So I think my main obstacle right now, the thing that I need to implement, is a system where you can select multiple spells. Like when the game starts, you can choose between different spells. ACP says, instead of snaring the player, why not make parts of the field slick so they slow the opponent? Yeah, that's a good idea too, but the reason why I originally didn't do that is because you don't have, as a player, you don't have control over the other half of the screen. So let's say I shoot ice. I shoot it this way. I don't have any real control over where the icy patch is going to be. And that's why I decided not to do it. Because I could have a system where I click the spell, I shoot it, and then I click it again to make it explode. But I didn't feel that it really went very well with how the game is played, because there's already a lot of clicking, and I think it adds an unnecessary level of skill to the game. I feel, based on what I saw my testers play, I feel that it makes the game a little bit too, well, hard to play. So for the time being, it's like you can play stuff on your own playing field, and then whatever's on the opponent's side is kind of, you can shoot at it or, avoid it. I would like to make a spell where you cast it and then you place a field on the ground, like a circle, a healing circle, and then when you stand inside of it, you slowly regenerate health. But now the other player knows that, you probably want to go into that circle, so he'll be ready to shoot you there. So that's something that I would like to do as well, to make sort of a healing circle. And then it could be, I don't know, it's just a thought, but it could be interesting to have a spell like a poison spell, where you slowly hurt the player over time, or if you shoot the healing circle, then it becomes a poison circle. But I don't know. I think it might introduce a bit too much to the game. Like, now, then it becomes feature creeping. But I definitely would like to have a healing circle, because I feel that by having a healing circle, you're basically introducing sort of a camping element to the game, where a player needs to be in a certain spot to do something, and the other player can see that spot and knows that they should probably do something to prevent the player from going in there. Obviously, he could just teleport in, but then he won't have his teleport to be able to teleport out. So, yeah. If you have any screenshots or you want to share your game or anything, you feel free to post it in the chat, if you would like. As far as I remember, I don't have any limitations on posting links in the chat. Obviously, if someone posts a screamer or some other nasty stuff, then shame on you. Shame on you. Let's see, what was I talking about? The health bars work. Maybe. Maybe I should look into the death animation to kind of make it a little bit more oomph. Give it a bit more weight. Because right now, when the player dies, it's kind of not very interesting. And then I think I need to up the damage on the spells. Actually, Fireball needs to do damage over time. Let's see. Let's call it dot duration. Oops. And default value, let's say 3 seconds. And then let's say dot damage. Let's set that to 30. Just because we can. I can always change it later. Oh. Oh, snap. Sorry, Nightbot got you. Darn it. You know what? Just give me a moment and I'll go back and have a look at my Nightbot settings thingy, because that was definitely not the intention. Let's see, dashboard. Spam protection? Is it in here? I'm such a noob. Let's see. Links. Disable. Enabled. Let's disable that. You should be allowed to post links. There we go. I have now made it so that Nightbot should not do stuff when you post links. This isn't Game Salad. ACP Twitch says this Game Salad, but it's not. This is called Construct 2. But it's very similar to Game Salad and other event-based type of drag and droppy kind of things. I've had a look at Game Salad, but I never really used it. I went in and I disabled the Nightbot thing so it doesn't stop links anymore. You should be able to post links. I really hope so. I did get a message though where it says something about stop posting links, but can I see it? I mean, in my chat there's like That's that's a really snooty bot too. It says mess with the rest, die like mess with the best, die like the rest. I don't want my bot to say stuff like that. Ah, there we go. Stencil game I made a couple of years ago. Cool. I'm gonna click it. Let's see. Metal detector. Arrows move and Z digs. Find all the treasure, avoid the spiders. Press Z to play. Okay. Da-da-da. Metal detected. Does it need to be green if I have detected metal? Oh, it's green. I found metal. I dug. Oh. There we go. Did I get it when I heard the sound? I think I did. So, is there any more? Yay! Oh, a spider. So, is it green now because something is close? Oh, something's not close. Aha. Nice. It needs to be green, and then I'm kind of close to gold. I don't like the spiders. They're evil. Evil spiders. Go away. Oops. Yay. Okay, so as soon as the gold has been found, it... Oh. Wait. Yay. This is kind of neat. So, why not make this game in... Oh, crap. Why not make this game... Oops. As a remade one? Or is it because you are particularly fond of Match 3 games? Whoop, 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 whoop. No! Oh, it changed location. Ooh. There's a lot of spiders now. They're mean. I don't like to be close to the walls. Like here. Oops. Because all of a sudden there's going to be a spider right next to me. Isn't there? Go away. I want this gold, but darn spiders. There we go. I'm leaving this place. No gold here. Oh, let's see. I can't read chat and play this game at the same time. Let's see, what are you saying? No, I can't. I don't want to die now, so sorry. I'll look at it later. My multitasking abilities are not good. But yeah, no! The Wilhelm cry. I took a chance, and I was eaten. Okay, ACP says it needs to be green because only the bird ones make it green, and you made the match 3 game because you like match 3. What's funny is I never beat this game. Oh, you can beat it? Each chest spawns a new spider. It has fairness code. Spiders can't spawn from walls you're close to. Oh, good job, man. I liked it. I think it was... it had a very simple premise. It got harder and harder. I think it should be... I mean, the player should know that spiders don't spawn near the walls. Like, maybe... I don't know. I don't know how you could actually show that. But it would be nice, though, for a player to know it's safe. I'm near a wall. They're not going to be spawning right on top of me. But I really like the premise, and you could easily turn this into a mobile game if you wanted to, because you essentially just need to like have an on-screen button for left and right and up and down, and then you need an on-screen button for digging. And since it's essentially a turn-based game because of the way the player controls, so you don't really need super smooth controls. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't like on-screen controls either. ACP Twitch says I really don't like on-screen control. But I guess you could use swipe. Yeah, I suppose you could like do this, you know, swipe him to the left or swipe him to the right. You don't necessarily need to click the character. You could just say if you tap anywhere on the screen, you dig in the current location. If you swipe left, he goes left. If you swipe right, he goes right. If you swipe up, you know, you get the point. I think this game deserves more from you. But I don't know. How do you feel about the game? Do you like to play it, or was it one of these things where you looked at a different game and then kind of copied it or something? I don't know. I mean, I think I might have played this game before when you showed it to me, maybe? I don't know. Why am I not digging? Dig, damn it, dig! But, yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is... Actually, I'm gonna save the the side ones for later, because I know there's gonna be more spiders. Oh, I got it in the first try. Because eventually I'm gonna be overwhelmed with spiders, and then it's gonna be really nice that I can just kinda hide next to the walls. And I know I'll be safe there. What? What? Darn it. Ooh, clever. The text went transparent when I got close to it. Can I just, like, dig everything up if I wanted to? No, I can't, I guess, because it takes time. Yeah, each chest spawns a new spider. That's why I thought, you know, I'd save the side areas for later. Because once there's a lot of spiders, then it's safer for me to be near the walls. Since now I know they won't spawn there. Aha. Yeah, I can dig every space, but I don't really have time for it, I think. So many spiders. Come on. Oh, it's actually a lot larger than I originally thought. No. Oh, what a cheater. Now I understand why you removed the metal detected thingy over to the side, but what a cheating spider. Popped out from underneath. Come on. Give me some gold. There we go. So I need to find all 12 treasures before I get eaten. Ooh, no! I got this. Only 10 left. Only 9 left. Lucky me. Not bad. Oh crap. Yeah, don't worry, ACP. I'll check out your chat in a moment, but right now I'm busy. Busy beating your game. I don't like that the spiders can pop out from down there. That's just... They're cheating spiders. Okay, so now I know I'm safe, kind of, since I can be up here. Until I went out there. Come on. I just need 8 more treasures. You're making me a bad streamer because I'm playing this game and I'm super focused. I'm supposed to be talking all the time, but I know if I start talking a lot, then I'm not going to be able to find all the treasures. I want to find the treasures. Give treasure. You could do something on the character rather than having the metal detected thing. Maybe have a color on my character. That way I won't have to... I mean, I can see it in like the edge of my vision, but it kind of bugs me that it's blocking my view down there. Oh man, there's so many spiders and I still need 5 more. Can I pause? Not that I can actually see the chat, but maybe you could telepathically tell me whether or not I can pause the game. Only 4 more spiders! Sorry, 4 more treasures. Come on! Gotta be up here. Don't kill me. This might be a world first. No. Darn it. Come on. I need to look at the chat, but I don't want to... I've come too far. Oh man. All these evil spiders. I think it might be down here. Yeah. So much open space. Give me the treasure. 3 more. Oh man. You know, I'm really not a fan of that detection box down there because it's so dangerous. Maybe it's over here. Yeah. You put too many spiders in this game. Just 2 more treasures, and I know I'm safe down here in the corner now, so... Come on, please be here. Come on. Yeah, you can cheer for me. Silly kitty cat. Yeah, maybe it's up here. I just know I missed a spot somewhere, but Ugh. Can it be over here in the corner? No. Oh! Treasure! No! Come on. Why are you... Wait, what? It was green here. Please don't tell me... Oh. Never mind. Okay, one more treasure. One more treasure, and I will officially be better at this game than the creator. How do you feel about that, ACP Twitch? No. Oh. Come on. Go away, kid. No!
And you get an face.
No! Okay, I get to look at the chat now. Let's see. ACP Twitch says he thinks his record is 19 chests. All of the assets are open game art. Oh, there's no pause. Never got that far. The hitbox on the characters and the spiders and hitbox on the characters and the spiders are pretty small, so you have a little leeway. Yeah. I got eaten though. So it didn't do me any good. That was so close. I got distracted by the cat. But yeah. I like it. And I think you should do more with it. And if you need help drawing assets, I'll be happy to do some for you. You could easily, like, do stuff with this game. You know, change up the graphics and give it themes or something. I mean, let's say you wanted to be a cynical game developer who wants to make a ton of money out of his game. You could easily take this game and then put a Christmas theme on it, you know, where you have this guy who needs to go and get the presents before evil something. I hate tilt controls. ACP says, what do you think about tilt controls? Me no like at all. I don't think tilt controls are useful, especially not for a game like this. I think either go swipe or go on screen. If a game has tilt controls, I usually won't play it. Because I'm just mean like that. But yeah, you could definitely put a theme to the game and make it sort of you know, Santa Claus needs to go gather presents or while avoiding some other stuff. Or I don't know, Easter Bunny needs to find eggs. And you know, never underestimate seasonal games. People seem to eat up that stuff. But yeah, definitely, I definitely think you should do more with the game. It's it has fun theme, not theme, but the way you play it, the mechanics are kind of cool, and you kind of know it's your own fault. I would take the detector and remove it and place it on the character to kind of give him sort of, I don't know, an aura or something. Maybe make a sound every time you moved on to a square that has like a green trigger on it, then play a little sound or something. Anyways, I was doing something with dot damage. Maybe give him a miner hat where the light turns on 1 minute. Yeah, exactly, ACP. Like, make it a little bit more minimalistic. Put it onto the character itself, because then you won't have to have that thing on screen that's really annoying. You can see it on your character. Like, is it green or is it red? Which would be really cool. I think you should consider it. But yeah, I think you did a good job on it, and I enjoyed playing it. And my girlfriend was standing right behind me, and she enjoyed playing, looking at me playing it. And the cat enjoyed annoying me, and well, it died. Silly cat. So yeah. Anyways, I've put some variables on this fireball. I put dot damage and dot duration, and now I want. Actually, let me change this up and say take away. I don't know. 5. How much damage should it do every tick? And let's say a tick is like half a second or something. Actually, let's just say 10, and then I can fix it later. So Twitch, the ACP Twitch says it's important that cats enjoy it. It is. That's why I have the bed right here. So if one of the cats wants to come check out some game dev, they can do that. But they haven't really wanted to use the bed today. They came up a little bit and meowed me in the face and then moved away again. Let's see. When the fireball hits the player and it belongs to the bottom player, then we subtract some damage from health. And I should make a function. Let's see. Function. On function. Let's call this ignite, burn. Let's call it burn. Oops. ACP says, for your game, I like the idea of one hit kills more than health bars. It makes the games really fast and hectic. And that's right, but I think for me it takes I mean, the thing with the one hit versus the other is that for me it takes away something more strategic. And I like it to be more strategic, where I know some players like it to be very fast and hectic and pew pew pew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the player decide, do I want to have health or do I want to have one hit point? So essentially, implementing the health bars and everything is fine and it works. And then when someone gets hit, they'll lose a hit point and they'll die. So the player should be able to decide whether or not they want to have 100 health or 1 health. Let's see, unburn, and then I need to add a sub event. And let's see. Is that what I forgot? Oh wait, I need to compare parameter. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm making a function and then I want it to be burn, and then do I need to put the burn on player 1 or player 2? So if the value is top, oh, oops. If the value is top, then this happens. Then player top is burning. And I probably should have thought this over because I'm kind of stuck with this event-based crap. I don't even know how to repeat stuff multiple times with this code here, but Actually, I'm gonna do something entirely different because I know that this is not gonna work for me. Let's put a new variable here and let's call it Boolean. No, we need multiple states, so let's have it a number. Player state and initial value is 0, and both players need this. State. There we go. Because then I can say like player state is nothing's wrong with me, and then if I'm poisoned, then I'm player state 1, and then if I'm burning, then I'm player state 2, and if I then say 1 plus 2, which is 3, then if player state is 3, then I would technically be both burning and poisoned at the same time. And then, you know, I could have 0, 1, 2, 4, 8, etc., and kind of use those numbers for specific states. And then if I add the numbers together, then it's, you know, if someone has a state called, let's see, 5. Okay, Scott. If I have a state called 5, then I'll know that it's a combination of 1 and 4. If that makes sense. Do your state in binary, says ACP. I have binary. Would that not be like having a Boolean? Oh wait, sorry, no, that is binary. That's like 0, 1, 0, 1. Isn't that the thing I just said? Would that not be binary? Yeah, so each bit is a state on and off. It's essentially the same as what I just said. I guess your way just, well, in a way I would be adding multiple integers, but yeah, your system, I guess, I don't know what would be easier to make in here. Like with mine it would be 0 is nothing, and then 1 would be poison, 2 would be igniting or burning. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. So if player state is 3, then I know that that means the player is both burning and poisoned. Whereas if I had done it with a bit system, that would be, I guess, 0, 1, 1. So 110 would be poisoned and burning. And then 1110 would be poison, burning, and whatever the next state would be. I guess, I mean, I suppose you could do it both ways, but I don't think that I'm quite, my brain probably won't be, it's no good. I'm gonna add a description here. 0 equals normal, 1 equals burning, 2 equals poisoned, 3 equals, no, 2 equals frozen, snared, frosted, let's call it frozen, 3 equals poisoned. There we go. Now it should be possible to, can you mouse over the player state? No. Ah, it's down here, the description. Okay, cool. Oh wait, you can't see the description. Because it's, oh darn it. I'm just gonna pull it up here. Now you should be able to see. There we go. There. So every tick compare variable. Oh, never mind. Add another condition. Every tick compare something. Compare instance variables. Is that it? Player state equal to 0, then nothing. So I don't want to really. If it doesn't equal 0, and then I should be able to add a sub event. So every tick, if the bottom player is not, if his state is not 0, then let's say, can I double click or something? Oh, I can. If player bottom player state, let's see, 1 is burning. Okay, if it's equal to 1, then wait 1 second, and then subtract health, fireball, dot damage. Obviously now if I get hurt by a fireball, it never dies out, but I'm just gonna test it and see how this works for now. I don't even know if this code works. Let's see, where's the fireball? And right now it only works on one player. Okay, so if I hit player bottom, subtract damage, and then player bottom, set value, player state, set it to 1. Actually, I should not set it to 1. I should add 1 to it. So let me just redo that. Because if I add 1 to it, which is my number value for the burning, then let's say I was already frozen, then I would have 2, and then I add 1 to it, so it becomes 3. Actually, I screwed up here. It shouldn't even be 3 for poison. It should have been 4, but that just silly me. Player bottom, add to player state. I'm gonna need to reset the player state in the beginning of the game, but let's just test it. No, do not. Silly cat. Silly cat. Playing around the computer. Okay, add 1 to spell to cast. That's not player state. Add 1 to that. Boom. There we go. Okay, so if the fireball hits the player bottom and the fireball belongs to the not player bottom, then add 1 to the player state. All right, let's just see if that will start the player burning. Nope. Or maybe it did. I don't know. I don't really have any way of telling, but it hit, but it didn't make him burn. Subtract. I add 1 to the player state, and then the player bottom player state should be 1, and then he's burning, and then down here it's not. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Delete. Here. And then I'm just going to delete this stuff here. Going to be a bit backwards, but if player state equals to 1, then burn him. Let's see if that works. Nope. Does that not work? Every tick system wait 1 second, subtract fireball dot damage health. Oh well, I'm gonna have to look at that later, because dinner is ready. And I think that means that it's time for me to end this stream. I might be back later. I don't know. But I want to thank you all for hanging out, and if you haven't followed already, then feel free to do so because it'll help support me, and also you get to see this awesome sword that kind of pops in on screen, and yeah, it's just super cool. So yeah, thanks for popping by. I'm just gonna remember to look up into the camera, and I'm gonna need to change the location of that at some point. But yeah, thanks for popping by, and I'll see you guys later, some other time. Have fun, guys. Bye bye.